you down a bit. How about that? There we go. Crank that down. We don't need you. Sorry, guys. I could do a little house cleaning in OBS. Let's just get rid of you, though. We don't want you at all. Okay. So, I think that should be good. And is chat showing up? It is. So, that's good. Let's, like, resize it, though, so it looks dope as shit, though. Hopefully that doesn't cross over into our game screen. I think that should be good. Yeah, that's good, right? Hey, what's up, everybody? Alright, there we go. So let me switch my monitor over so that I can see what you guys can see. There we go. Now we're fucking cooking with grease. Hey, Chibi Cthulhu, how's it going? Jack Yeager 87, what's up, man? So I will say this. I know everybody who has got it wants to talk about it, but I'm trying so hard to avoid any type of information about RE3. I'm going to figure it out tomorrow, essentially, right? Or the day after tomorrow? I don't really remember. I think it's the 4th it comes out. So just please stay as spoiler friendly as possible when talking about it. Alright, I forgot where we were going to, so this will be fun. Oh, that's right. This is a good place to get extinction points, actually. What's up, Hermit? How you doing, man?
Let's just try to start from the areas we can, okay?
There we go. So, you guys tell me if the game audio is balanced well with the mic audio, because that is not my forte at all. Oh, it's the 3rd. Okay, so will it come out at midnight tonight, though, is my question. Because that'd be sick. It's a game you can play. Sorry for the spoil. Fuck, man, come on. So, what's everybody else up to, other than playing RE3? Because I'm trying to stay away from that. Oh, did I not put OSSC in there? Hold on, let's see. Let's find out. SSC. Okay, let's change that. There we go. Boom. Look who's got an OSSC in their title now. Game audio up a tad? You got it, man. How about right about here? Let's get to like an action part and see what we get. Midnight tonight? Hell yeah. So as soon as we're done streaming here, you know what I'm going to be doing. Playing American Truck Simulator a lot. You know, I never understood those games in the sense that I can't, for the life of me, figure out why they're fun. I legit don't get it, you know? I've been playing FF7 on my PS4. Yeah, when the hell does that come out? I haven't been paying attention at all. I know we had a pre-order, but I don't know if it's still good. Greetings. Love your look. Reminds me of Kratos. Fuck yeah, I'll take that. Anytime I could be compared to a manly-ass dude who rips people apart with their hands, it's a good day. There we go. Hey, Jared, wait, have you ever played a PS1 game called Hard Edge? Yeah, Hard Edge. What was that called in America? I know it was Hard Edge in the UK. Christ. It's a weird like acronym type of name. Ah, fuck, I forgot what it was called. No, Hard Edge was only released in the UK. That's what it was, right? And it was like a melee based type of deal. You could pick a female and a male character, if memory serves me. Oh, the 10th of April. Fuck, we got a stacked week ahead of us. So my big issue is I'm going to be working on a Resident Evil 3 video, and no matter how hard I push it and just really make sure I'm only working on that, it's going to get in the way with playing FF7, I think. That's going to be rough as fuck. Trag. Okay, so it was Trag. Okay, so I do have Trag, but no, I've never dedicated a lot of time to it. This is a really good place for extinction points, because you can get a no damage multiplayer like nobody's business. There we go. I need that like upgraded ass fucking machine gun. Bentrod Axel, thank you very much for the fucking 199. Hey Jared, turns himself into a... I was almost a Jared sandwich. I also have, I think, I have alerts set up properly on this instance of OBS. So when you guys do send in something, it should show up on screen with a little GIF. I know it doesn't mean much, but it's cool. Am I getting it digitally or waiting for a physical copy? If you're talking about... See, as it is now, I don't think I can really get it physically. It would seem a little, I don't know, irresponsible to go outside and get a game, like, when I'm not even going outside to buy my groceries. But if there was anyone who was going to take that chance, I would be the one to do it. Planning on streaming Parasite Eve anytime soon. I did stream Parasite Eve on here. It seems like it was forever ago. But, I mean, there's no reason not to play Parasite Eve. Yeah, I'm 100% down for that, actually. I haven't played that in like a year. It's about time. I think what I want to do next is the Resident Evil Barry mod. I think that'd be fun. I've never really played it, and I wasn't really waiting, but I thought that I needed the Resident Evil PC release installed to play it. And I don't know if it was the mod's creator or like some type of group on Twitter, but they were like, yeah, you could play it without having the original base game installed. It's all in the download file from the website, which I'm pretty sure is illegal, but I'm super down with. Oh, fuck you guys. You fucking asshole. Saxon 85, $5. Thank you very much. I've been wanting to ask you this for some time. As a fellow Jared, does it upset you when people spell your name wrong? So me and you seem to be the only people that have that spelling. Everybody else is like J-Rod and like a bunch of weird ass spellings that don't make sense to me, but that's because I've spent my whole life as a J-Red, you know? I get it a lot though. People always call me Jerry too, which is cool. Oh, fuck you in your pterodactyl. Oh, you guys want to know an embarrassing secret about my wife? She probably doesn't want you knowing. For the longest time, and I mean the longest time, in her adult life, she pronounced pterodactyl as pterodacto. As an adult human being. Hey, Count Giraffe, $10. Thank you very fucking much, man. Oh, hold on, let me read this. Thanks for streaming again. I'm an EMT, and your vids help take the edge off a hard day. Well, I'm fucking absolutely happy to help if that's the case. Also, I'm hoping Capcom gives some love to the other franchises like Dino Crisis. Oh, Onimusha. Oh, God, you and me both, man. God, I would love an Onimusha. All right, so they remastered it, which I thought was... I mean, that's obviously, it's a good sign. But past that, they haven't done anything. And I'm like, oh, guys, come on. We're so close. You know, I never even checked on it. I wonder how the sales did for the HD remaster of Onimusha. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. They're impossible to hit without something that kills them in one shot. Alright, fuck it. Okay, we need a third energy. Okay. So we can't do anything here. We gotta go back. But we had to figure that out from that file we just got. Why do they even put these fuckers in the game? It's like a resource dump. If you're doing really well, they're like, we gotta get rid of this guy's resources immediately. This needs a remake? Yeah, imagine even just someone modding this game into like RE Engine using RE2 or RE3 as a base game. Like, that would be fucking killer. Draken Hans, I hope I pronounced that right. Hi there, how are you doing? Hello to you. Serpentine. Hello again. I'd like to ask you one question this stream. Would you like a Dino Crisis remake 1 or 2 in the same style of the RE remakes, or just use the engine with this old GP? Ah, that is a good question. This game does so well just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, oh god, that's hard for me to say. See, because people typically only want what they have, right? They don't really know what they want until they get it. And what I always want is just the traditional base game with upgraded graphics engine, right? Like for me, the FF7 remake, the most disappointing thing is that it's not going to be exactly like the original. And I know most people are super okay with that. But I want what I'm familiar with in a new-ish package. That's all I want from remakes. And I don't know, it just seems so logical to me. It's like, yeah, it's a really good game, so just keep the really good game and then update the parts of it that are outdated. Because it's not like the entire game is out of date. It's just things like graphics and little small things that you can fix. You don't need to make the entire game a modern fucking, The Last of Us thing. Like, it's not necessary. The game's already good. We don't need that shit. So I would say, in my heart of hearts, I would just like to see an HD remaster of Dino Crisis 2 with just a couple of little tweaks here and there, bells and whistles, Hermit 149 and with the fucking unicorn. You are a savior. Thank you, Hermit. My nose is bothering the hell out of me. I think I have allergies right now. Carcinogen SDA is streaming right now? Really? I should have got with him and made sure only one of us. There can only be one. I need to trim my mustache. Who has let their mustache get out of control and then it's in their mouth now? Because that's the worst feeling ever. Ah, I should have just got this from the get-go, shouldn't I? Fuck. Okay. That's okay. We still have time. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we don't need these anymore, per se. So let's charge the shit out of you. Yeah, it's totally worth it. Blow the bag. Yeah, I mean, you could do another 500. It wouldn't be a problem. There we go. Okay, so we got that. What's up? Yeah. Alright, so we want a medium. Hold on, Josine's got me feeling nervous now. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Okay, alright. There we go. I gotta trim mine every 2 weeks or so. Man, it takes me way longer. Whenever I kiss my wife and I get more of my own mustache in my mouth and our two lips touching is when I know, alright, maybe it's time to take the old electric razor to it. Tank controls for a Dino Crisis remake, yes or no? I'm always going to say yes. I always think that tank controls are much more intuitive than people typically give them credit for, but that's such a subjective thing because they have always worked for me. That doesn't necessarily mean they're intuitive for everybody else, I've talked to a lot of people through my, the YouTube channel who say that motion controls are incredibly intuitive to them, and they just are not for me, I've been too lazy to trim the stash lately. Yeah, it's actually kind of freeing, knowing that I'm not going outside, so that I don't really worry about, like, because when your beard gets long and you don't do anything with it, it can look real scraggly, which mine kind of does right now. And usually I don't give a shit about that, but now that I know that no one's ever going to see it, I could really give a shit less. So, to ever consider a Kratos cosplay, I am not in good enough shape to be. I have a big, oh fuck my sweet little ass, you piece of shit. Okay. I have like a really big upper body, and I do weight train like a motherfucker, but I do not have what you would call a aesthetically pleasing body. My goal from the get-go was always to to build a shit ton of dense muscle mass because I was looking for strength over everything else, and I wasn't necessarily trying to build muscle in a way that would be give me that hourglass figure, you know. I still have to shave for work. I mean, on the plus side, you do have a guaranteed paycheck, which is more than a lot of us can say, so that's good. Just walk like this. Just make a wall of fucking lead. That's... Oh! Not today. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. Ah, I was hitting fucking triangle, you dickhead. We're going to do this again. This is going to be a repeat of last stream where we just go in and out of places. I've been wearing PJs nonstop. It's great. Yeah, my wife knows a little something about that. It's crazy. Just a couple of shots will take out these fucking raptors here. Don't. I want to get that. Of course. Now no one's going to touch me. Look at this. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Goddamn RNG. It's still cold up here, so I'm cozy and comfy. We're getting a little bit of a cold front down here, actually. I just went running tonight, and it was cold as hell. Silent Hill or Resident Evil, which is a scarier game? Oh, that's... Don't make me make these tough-ass decisions. I think they both have pros and cons. So they both speak to a very specific fear center of mine. Because I have a thing, I am terribly, like deathly afraid of zombies. In like a psychological way. Because they freak me out. Just their concept. Like it's a person, right? Like they're recognizably, outwardly a person, but they're acting in ways that would lead you to believe that they're not. You know what I mean? That freaks me out for some reason. It just fucks me up. Did I dodge that successfully? No way. Oh, that was sick. Fuck yeah. Gamesman, how you doing, man? What's up? So Resident Evil hits me with the very weird quirk I have with seeing people who are recognizably human but not acting human. So that messes me up. But then Silent Hill has the psychological factor that really gets me. Oh, fuck. And I have a big thing with like existential dread. Like that really gets me freaked out. I remember back in the day I used to watch MTV's Oddities, which was Aeon Flux, The Max, and The Head. And to this day I'm obsessed with The Max because of that. Because it made me like question everything for some... I was just freaked out just seeing it. Something about it got to me on a real deep psychological level. And Silent Hill does that to me. So man, it's... I don't know if I could choose between one or the other. They both do hyper specific things for me. Okay, so we are here. Go back. Locked door. What kind of locked door, though? I wasn't even paying attention. I thought you were dead. Okay, we gotta restart that. CB desperately needs a remake. I'd love to see it, honestly. Silent Hill 2 is way more scary than all the Resident Evils combined. Not for me, it wasn't, actually. Silent Hill 2 did the least to me as far as the Silent Hill game. Silent Hill 3 is the one that really got me emotionally and psychologically because it has to do with stuff that I can see myself being familiar with, like struggling with anger and rage and sadness, versus Silent Hill 2 was like, I just fucking killed my wife and I feel terrible about it. It's like, I don't know if I can relate to that very well. So it has to do with like a preference thing. One means something to me because I can see that happening in the real world, whereas I don't have any experience with the other. Remember when the Max was in a Sonic comic? I do not remember that at all. That's insane. I'm going to have to update my tattoo. I have a half sleeve of the Max. I'm going to have to put Sonic in it. Power battery. What the hell is that going to do? I mean, is that even fucking worth it, though? I should probably start using the stun gun more often, huh? Yeah, fuck it, why not? We don't, like, what else are we going to spend our money on? So, we just made curry, and I had far too much of it, and now I am uncomfortably full. I want to see Dino Crisis in the RE engine. It would be fucking killer. And I think the control scheme of Dino Crisis would speak to the gameplay, or the control scheme of you typically would find in an RE engine game would speak to Dino Crisis gameplay a lot more than Resident Evil. Okay, so I actually need to go through here, I think. Okay, now go back. Yeah. That's a locked door. Oh, wait, is it telling me where I need to go? Ooh, Jared, just look at the fucking thing. Okay. Fan-made project is doing the Dino Crisis remake in Unreal. Yes, and I don't want to talk shit because it is a fan-made project, but I do think it does not. It looks like an Unreal fan project. A lot of times with fan mods like that or fan creations, they will. Oh, it's not even worth it now. They will nail a couple of very large aspects of displaying the game correctly and miss a lot of the very small auxiliary stuff like proper physics or animations. And nothing against these people who are making these fan games. It doesn't stack up the same way for me. You can't do a more realistic like hyper realistic type of look when you don't have the tool set available or the skill set available to you. And that's, like I said, I'm not trashing on these people because they're doing a service for sure. It never looks right to me. You have this, like, it's like the uncanny valley, right? So you have skill on one meter, and then you have the complexity of the game you're looking to make on the other meter. And as one decreases, the other one exponentially increases. You know what I mean? So you could make a sprite-based Dino Crisis game, and it would look fucking incredible to me. Some indie developer could do that, or make it out of voxels, you know, and then have it look a lot like PS1 graphics, low poly, low pixel count. I think that would look incredible. And if you took that same amount of effort and applied it to a realistic 3D modern Unreal game, it's like, it's not doing as well now. The Max did a crossover with Batman, really? Interesting. I only ever read the initial run, and then afterwards when Mr. Gone's daughter starts to become the main character. I never really read any of his other crossover stuff. I'm fucking missing out. Oh, oh. So you can't even hear them approaching. That's the worst part. There we go. Yeah, I think they should at the very least do an HD remaster box set for Onimusha. That seems to be the right course of action, right? And it's not like they're spending boatloads of cash like remastering the Onimusha games, right? Side-scrolling 2D or Zelda 2D? I'm going to be a little biased there. I'm not a big fan of 2D Zelda games other than A Link to the Past, so... I did like Zelda 2, though. I will say that. William Waltman, thank you very much. $4.99, you sweet son of a bitch. Back with the premium content. What do I think of the Evil Within series, and do I think the RE remakes will inspire new quality SH games? So those are two interesting... Oh, you son of a bitch. And now he's celebrating knocking me down. Those are two actually really interesting questions. So, The Evil Within, I've only ever played the first game, and good lord, did I not like it. I really, really did not enjoy the first game. Now, I was playing the PC port, which apparently is just historically bad, which is fucking weird. It's not exactly a rough game to run, but I have a 1080 Ti and a Ryzen 7 1700, and it was just stuttering like I was playing fucking Crysis back in the early 2000s. So the gameplay was not very good, and then it had a locked 30 FPS cap, which was why am I even fighting these guys? Honestly, what the fuck is the point? Like, I don't get anything, and they can kill me without an issue. So I do not like The Evil Within 1, but I have heard that 2 is the game to play, and I have not played that one yet. I think my buddy Dino said that the second one is 100% well worth it. So I will give that a try for sure, but I'm not going to expect a whole lot based on my previous experience. And what was the other one? Do I think the remakes will inspire new quality SH games? I did. That's exactly what I thought. And then Konami seems to not be getting that message. You figure it would. Like, you would assume that another company would see how much success one of their rivals had with a certain thing, and they would go, oh shit, we'll do that. You know, like, I mean, we could at least just kind of copy that. It seems to make a lot of business sense, right? But Konami just does not operate under logic. I'm actually going to say no. I don't think they're ever going to sell the Silent Hill IP. I think they are so just stuck in that dumbass, like, old school Japanese business mentality that they will never sell it to anyone. And I don't think that they're going to remake Silent Hill. I think that they're just bad businessmen, like masquerading as good businessmen. Oh, you know where I have to go? I got to go where that mudslide thing is. That's where I got to go. Is there a video game or movie that I know is bad, but I love anyways? Oh, there are fucking plenty. Most of the shit I get into is stuff that's bad, and I know it. For example, I genuinely love Resident Evil voice acting. So and there are a couple of movies that I really get into that I know aren't exactly the best in the world. For example, my favorite... This is going to sound so weird. My favorite in the George Romero Dead trilogy is actually Day of the Dead, not Dawn of the Dead. I think Day of the Dead is the better movie out of all of them. And I think the Night of the Living Dead 93 remake is the best movie that George Romero has ever even been involved with before. And that's because he let someone who's good at directing take this, the fucking center stage. Because he is very much not. He's a great idea man. He's a lot like Shigeru Miyamoto. Insanely good idea man. Good producer, bad developer. Does Konami even have an internal dev team anymore? I thought they only have pachinko departments. No, they do still do sports games. So they do have a dev team somewhere in the office. I just don't think that they're working year round. I'm not sure if a new SH game could ever go out, get out of the shadow of SH2, which sucks. I think you are correct about that. I think everybody, but that's the problem. I make this joke a lot. I don't think Silent Hill fans are aware that there's games other than Silent Hill 2, or at least not the Silent Hill fans that are responsible for continuing the series. Like, if you're a game developer and you're making a new Silent Hill game, there's no one that can convince you Silent Hill 2 isn't the only entry in the series. Like, it is genuinely frustrating. And it's not like, oh, I hate Silent Hill 2, I don't want anyone to make it. It's like, no, but you've all done it. Like, you've all done Silent Hill 2. It has been happening for years. Ever since the big Silent Hill US rebrand, we have had nothing but a fucking, I don't know, early 30s guy walking into the town, having some type of mental baggage. The town shows him a manifestation of his own mental baggage that he both physically in the real world works through and mentally in his own mind works through, until at the end he has a resolution and remembers something that he has suppressed. That is the entirety of the Silent Hill development documentation. When they go to Konami and they say, listen, we'd like to make a Silent Hill game, they're like, okay, you will be remaking Silent Hill 2, so let's put that on the table right now. And anything else you want to do, that's fine. You don't have to look at any of the other previous events in the story, just remake Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 3 is the best. Oh, I'm physically attracted to you right now, JR's game. What about Parasite Eve? I fucking love Parasite Eve. It's one of my favorites. Silent Hill The Room is the best? I disagree. I think it deviates from the original formula a little too much for me. I understand that there are people who like it. I just don't see what they like in it myself. You know what I mean? Graphically speaking, it is a poor showing as far as what Konami is capable of and what they've done in the past with the series. Like as far as like real-time lighting goes, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke compared to the other games they've made, and that includes Part 1. Real-time lighting in Silent Hill 4 The Room is just nonsense. It's almost non-existent, and a lot of it is pre-baked, but not in the typical way. It's literally baked into the game map and not so much affected by any of the 3D models on it, which is like, oh god, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard of in my life. You guys are known for making incredible lighting engines and like awesome particle effects and real-time stuff going on, and you just fucking, but they had an inexperienced non-Team Silent team. And no, it is definitely Team Silent. Listen, people who decided what fonts went in the game were technically a part of Team Silent. That did not mean that they were creatively equipped to make a Silent Hill game on their own. Akira Yamaoka is an incredible musician, and his music is some of the best I've ever heard. That is where his skill set stops. He is not, I don't think he's a good director. I think that he had a great team working with him. And that's the reason why Silent Hill was as good as it was under his tutelage, right? I'm a simple man. SH1 got it right. It's still my favorite. I mean, it's good. Like, listen, I will not disagree. That's not a killer game. Oh god, I remember buying the HD collection from PS3 on launch. What a disappointment. Yeah, you know, so through making my video on the HD collection, I've actually been in contact with Tom Hewlett on Twitter for a little bit. We've been talking back and forth, and we were arguing for a while, which is always fun. And I mean that, like, I really enjoy arguing. And then he was DMing me, and we're just talking and shooting the shit about Silent Hill stuff and just going back and forth. The guy is genuinely really nice. And I feel bad still holding the views that I hold, but I gotta be intellectually consistent. He fucking dropped the ball, period, the end. And I know his argument has always been, listen, things were out of my hands. But that doesn't jive well with the fact that I have interviews on my computer right now with him that said nothing touched the Silent Hill series without going through him first. He controlled everything. Like, that's his story. And now his story is, well, Konami did everything. I was only like a mouthpiece, or I was doing PR the entire time. And I'm like, no, listen, we have, while the HD collection was being made, interviews of you describing your many, many job titles and what you did there. And you hired all the voice talent. You went through and like scrutinized the stories. Like, a lot of this went through your hands, and it's fine if you fucked up, but you got to just say that. You can't always be like, no, it was someone else's fault. It's like, listen, man, if one of my videos comes out, I can't be like, my wife walked by and distracted me while I was editing. It's like, nah, that's my bad. I'm the one responsible for editing, and it looks like shit. Other than that, though, and I do like to rant about him, but he is a fucking really nice guy. He's a genuinely really cool dude. And I have a kinship with him because he also loves Silent Hill. And the both of us, or I will say from my perspective, no matter how much I love Silent Hill, I'm never going to be able to make a Silent Hill game. I'm not a game developer, right? And I think maybe he's a better game developer than I'll ever be, but I don't think he had what it takes to make a good Silent Hill game. Did I already go through here? You rock, Jared. Thank you, Randy Bear. You rock. I appreciate that. What is this over here? Why are you telling me to go here? I will go there, but because I wanted to, not because you told me to. I think I'm going to change these headphones. These are giving me a headache. I'm the living, breathing Silent Hill Bible. That's what I'm paid to do. That is exactly one piece of information that is specifically... Oh, can I switch with what's-his-face over there? Then I won't be able to get in here then. Oh, god damn you. You have to stand by your product. Yeah, and I agree. And he fucked up, and that's fine. Like, I don't think he deserves all of the hate that he got. But he also needs to just man up. Listen, I fucked up, guys. I screwed it up. I'll do better next time. And then, okay, no problem, man. I'll take you at your word. Will I be streaming RE3 Remake? I will, but I want to get my mind wrapped around it first. You know what I mean? I think... No, okay. Yeah, that's it. That's what I need. Okay, that's what I had to do. All right, Jared. You've got this now. What do I think of the secret remake is... Wait, hold on. What do you think the secret remake is that Capcom is now working on? Man, you know, I used to have all the answers. I was like, no, I know what they're going to do next. I don't think I do now. I can't even venture a guess. You know what I would love? And this is going to sound weird as someone who's such a big fan of the Resident Evil 1 remake. I would like to see that. I would like to see them working on a RE1 remake. I gotta follow the leaf. Follow the super low poly 3D object. Not good, but Twin Perfect sucks. I like Twin Perfect. I enjoy the hell out of... They do really deep analysis, and I really get into that. And that's... I don't know, like, if first off, Rossiter is a killer video editor. That's just like... You may not like his attitude or what he has to say. You may disagree with him, but you can't deny the fact that he is a great video editor. He has a really good eye for making a video that maintains your attention. I think he has a really good... mind for critical analysis. Like, he gets in deep and analyzes stuff, and you may not agree with what he comes to, but you have to respect the process at the very least, I guess is what I'm saying. RE Survivor remake, oh god, that would be fucking awesome. Actually, I really like Survivor. It has these moments where this atmosphere just leaks through a little bit, and you're like, oh, that's exactly what I wanted. How about RE1 and 0 combine, a remake that ties both together in a smooth way? Oh, that'd be really cool. That would be kind of... I would like to see that. I would be interested more in seeing how they pulled it off, but that would be cool as fuck. Hands down, RE0, since the story doesn't match up well with RE1 remake. Yeah, seems to be everybody's agreeing. Hey Jared, random, but what happened when you busted your knee playing football? Just curious. Today I had an ACL surgery. Oh, god damn, I feel for you. Luckily I never had to get surgery. Mine wasn't bad. My dad tore every single ligament in his knee and had to get surgery, and I can't even imagine what that's like. So I was playing football, and I did wrestling in the off season, and while I was doing wrestling, I ended up getting pretty good at it, and I went all state in Tennessee. I went to a tournament, and I did really good, and I remember my coach would give me these little like bobby pins for every pin that I got, which is really cool, like when you pin someone in wrestling. So I was really getting into wrestling, and I wrestled a guy who was pretty fucking good, and I made a mistake. He capitalized on it, and he lifted me up by my waist. And in high school wrestling, you can't slam people. You have to come down with them. You can't just throw them onto the ground. So what he did was is he lifted me up, and I tried to wiggle my way around and kind of get out of his grip while he was holding me up in the air, which was a mistake on my part. So once he had me up in the air, he went to slam me down, and I heard a really, really just visceral pop noise, like just an internal pop. And what I had assumed was that I had come down on him and broken something of his, because I didn't feel anything. And then I went to get up, and when I went to put my, like I went to get up on my left leg, the inside of my thigh collapsed onto the onto the mat while my leg was just stretched out sideways. So I had this 90-degree angle with my leg being half up, half laying horizontal to the ground. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. I just started screaming. I was like a little teenager, you know? And God, it scared the hell out of me, because I don't like seeing people's stuff bend the wrong way. And I looked down, and there my knee is bent in an angle that it should not be bending in. And I forgot what they ended up saying. I hyperextended one of the ligaments that holds my kneecap in place. And I think it's a hereditary thing, because my aunt had the same issue where she was running one day and her leg just bent inwards. And I think what it is the muscles that hold my kneecap pressed up against the joint are very loose. So what I did when I started weightlifting was really focusing on squatting and leg pressing with really good form. And I've strengthened the hell out of those muscles now. And I haven't had a knee injury in a very long time. It'll get sore if I go running and I don't pay attention to it very well, but I've done a good job of taking care of it, I think. Ooh, I'm cringing just listening to this. Yeah, it was bad stuff. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. It was real rough. Hey, longtime fan, how often do you stream? More often now that I'm at the house and I got nothing else to do. You guys are going to start seeing a little more of me. Don't, please don't. I don't want to. You piece of shit. Yeah, I'm going to be around some more. And I was really apprehensive about streaming here on my main channel, because if a stream doesn't do well, then it counts against me in the algorithm. But maybe things have changed a little bit. Maybe I was being hyper careful, and maybe I didn't need to be. So we'll see. But I think if things continue working this way, we might just keep streaming over here, because this is really fun. And it's like I have a fucking large cross section of people to talk to and opinions to argue with. So it's fun for me. So hopefully we can keep it going. Hopefully they don't just absolutely demolish me into... Yeah, I have the third energy. You saw me try to use it. Oh, now you want to use it. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I will be streaming much more now, because I got nothing else to do. I can only work on videos for so long. Let's, I should probably keep up. I have not been paying attention like I should be. I will 100% own that. Hey, Anathema Media, what's up, man? Then you really don't want to see when the retired pro wrestler Sid Vicious broke. Yeah, oh God, that was bad too. He came down on one leg. Oh, that was. I cringed just thinking about that. I started doing strength training, and squats are my favorite. Doggo concern. Listen, that's how I started out too. And then you get to the point where you have to continue lifting so much when you squat that it becomes not fun anymore. So now I have to begrudgingly do leg day. Back in the day, I was like, fucking leg day, let's do it. And now it's like, oh, Christ, leg day. Here we go again. Thanks, Jared, but that sounds awful. I tore my ACL and tore both sides of my meniscus on my one wheel. So this was surgery too, but from here, just strength training. Yeah, you know what really helped me a lot as far as physical rehab goes is putting like a tennis ball or something kind of small in between my knees and holding it together with my knees, and then putting my back up against the wall and lifting myself up and down so that it really hyper focuses the muscles that I was fucking up. That helped me strengthen the muscles after staying off my leg for so long, so that I wasn't likely to re-injure it. I'm sure if you have a physical rehab therapist, they're going to tell you the same thing. Wait, Square Enix have accidentally deleted FF9 from stream. Whoopsie. What do you mean? I need to stream RE3 Remake blind. I no, I really want to. That'd be really fun. But I need to get in there and wrap my head around it myself first and come up with my criticisms and my compliments and stuff, because I have such a specific process that I like to go through when I'm analyzing a game. Like when we were playing through Homecoming over on my Twitch channel, I usually don't stream while I'm capturing footage because I like to, like I said, come up with my own shit. But I played through that game and I'm already familiar with it. Whereas if I'm playing a game for the first time, like I really want to know it inside and out before I talk to anybody about it. I haven't watched any reviews or seen any media, so I just want to like go in clean and just only figure out the stuff that I've noticed. And then after I'm finished essentially making my video, or at the very least writing my script, I will go out and see what other people have to say. Other than that, though, I want to come in alone. Like after I'm done streaming, I'm going to download that, crank the lights off, and get real comfortable. Can Monster Hunter be a movie? Oh, God damn it. I say no, but honestly, who knows? What if it ends up being fucking incredible? You know what I mean? Like my favorite movie of all time, and I don't even like Monster Hunter that much. I guess we'll see. It's got Mila Jovovich, and she's easy on the eyes, and Tony Jaa's like cool as fuck, so Oh, Steam about FF9. Interesting. I'll be honest, FF9 was never a favorite of mine anyways, so I could go either way with it. It had a really cool soundtrack, but I didn't like the world it took place in. It just didn't strike me the same way. Square released a patch for FF9 on Steam. It gets rid of the game. So I have such a nostalgic memory of running through this area and killing these things, and the very specific noise that they make when you kill them. It's just stuck in my brain, and I feel terrible when I do it because they sound pathetic. I can't stand it. You know what I also did? Last night I was bored and just bought Metro Exodus on Steam. I had played it on 4521. I had played it on what's that service that fucking those idiots that it's still not doing that well? The Epic Games Store. Good job with that. You forced everybody to sign exclusivity deals, and now nobody touches your software. I wonder who could have predicted that. But I played it through the Epic Megastore, and it was fine. Everything worked out relatively well. But I got a new graphics card, and I want to play through it again without having to worry about frame drops. So I installed it on my PC from Steam, and it has done nothing but crash this entire... Like, last night I played it, and it crashed at 4 different spots. And I was like, that's it. I'm fucking through. I didn't like FF9 or 10. I really appreciated what 10 brought to the series as far as changes and kind of mixing things up. And it does look like... And I'm sure this was the case. It seemed to have been streamlined for the lowest common denominator. You know, gamers who I don't get JRPGs, and they're trying to pander to them for some fucking reason. But I do appreciate that they brought in some changes that were interesting. I don't think it makes a very good Final Fantasy game, I guess. I'm looking forward to Metro Exodus, but I can't run it right now. Yeah, I've been there before. I know how that feels. 2080 Ti? No, I only ever operate one generation behind everybody else, so I bought a 1080 Ti. I've never really been super up to date with my hardware. I'm always just a little bit behind the curve. Except for now. I have a new PC just waiting to be built, essentially. I've got a 3900X. I've got a killer X570 motherboard to slot it into, and 32 gigs of DDR4 at 3200 megahertz, and a really killer Corsair 240 mil AIO. But I haven't yet to put it together because I want to buy a small form factor case, and I'm not ready to spend that money right now. I didn't look at the thing again. 4591? Let's see if my memory's good. There was no 9. You can't do one. You fucking idiot. Okay. Maybe it was 4501. Okay, let's see. Let's see how far off I was. Four, 521, you ding dong. Okay, let's do this again. Key item. Boom. 4521. And that's us right there. Cool. What I think of the Metroid Prime games? I really enjoyed Metroid Prime 1, but I never really understood why everyone went crazy for him. I was like, yeah, this is a really cool game, and it's surprising that this like kind of upstart company was able to make it. But that was about as far as it went. I was like, yeah, this is fun and entertaining, and I really like it. But people are like, oh, this is like the best game ever. And I'm like, I don't see it. I don't know. It was really fun. I liked it. It's just that's where all the positivity stops for me. Cannibal Corpse shirt. Fuck yeah, man. Cannibal Corpse kills. That's one thing that sucks about this whole coronavirus, other than the fact that it may destabilize society as we know it, is I usually get to see Cannibal Corpse every time they tour here in Florida. And maybe that might not be the case for a while, and that sucks. Guys, give me 1 second. I am going to change out my headphones. I got to find some headphones. I'm going to put it on the little starting soon screen. I will be back in like 1 minute, I promise. Maybe 2 minutes. Let's be safe. Let's say 2 minutes. Right back, I promise. Okay, there we go. Let's see if this sounds or feels any better on my little poor temples. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take some ibuprofen too. Anyone know where that background is from, or if it's custom? No, that's from Garo, Mark of the Wolf. On it was a SNK game on the Neo Geo platform. My hometown heroes, Guar, have started doing live shows. Maybe CC will do the same. That'd be interesting to see. But it's not the same, you know? I like going there and getting a headache from all the cigarette smoke and getting pissed off that everyone's an idiot. Like, It's the whole going to a death metal experience, like the death metal show experience. Yeah, but speaking of which, I have a T-shirt. Odorous Orungus, after he died, this girl that lives in my town, who I've always been friends with, but never really knew very well. She moved to Alaska, and she left a bunch of shirts down here. And it turns out she was really, really close with his family. And he left her a bunch of shirts when he died. Or I guess his family gave them to her because they thought that she would appreciate them. So I have a couple of his shirts just in my closet, which is crazy because I like gore. Like Nitro Burning Funny Bong was good and Sexecutioner. But I'm not like a giant gore fan, but I have some shirts from their dead lead singer, which is a little odd. What are my favorite GameCube games? This list would be a lot different if I made it before I made my Resident Evil 2 and 3 ports videos. I would say RE2 and 3 on the GameCube are two of my favorite versions of those two games for sure. And what else is good? I'm not going to limit it to just exclusives though, because I really like X-Men Legends on GameCube for some reason. Something about the gameplay just feels right on that controller. What else is good? I'm going to have to think about that. I might have to come back to you. Hey, what's up, Quest? My night is going pretty good. I'm pretty fucking stoked right now. Because RE3 Remake is coming out soon. I get to stream. Everybody's hanging out, having a good time. Do I like Immolation? Yes, I do like Immolation a lot, actually. I tend to be more of a fan of more traditional death metal. Your Deicides and... let me get that. Vomitory, fucking... There we go. Oh, don't do that. Dying Fetus, stuff like that. Newer death metal is good, and I do have some favorite newer death metal bands, but I typically listen to your more like late 90s death metal than anything. Oh. 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 Yes. William Waltman, thank you very much, man. What's a game that I love that most people hate? I can say that I absolutely love the Stalker series, and a lot of people do not like Stalker. What else is a game series that I love other people hate? I do really, really love Resident Evil Survivor, and you know what? Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I really like that a lot, and most people just cannot stand it, so there's one. Killer 7, this is going to sound crazy. I've actually never played Killer 7 before. Eternal Darkness, I really liked a lot. Never played Luigi's Mansion, and never played Geist. I am 0 for 2. So excited for RE3. Bought it a bit ago. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, I do too, because I've been hearing some negative stuff, but I've also been kind of keeping that out, you know? It'll be interesting to see, though. Stalker is amazing. You're absolutely right. They're from Richmond, along with Municipal Waste, who's really good, but I have some thoughts on Municipal Waste. I like that they kind of brought thrash back into the mainstream a little bit, but I don't like how they're almost a parody of thrash. You know what I mean? These things are terrifying, by the way. I guess just living in Florida, something about seeing gross things underwater coming after you just really fucks me up. Municipal Waste, Lamb of God. I did not know they're from. That's interesting. I was super emotional when he passed away. We all got together as a community, did a send-off for it. That's really cool. Dude, it's fucking... As someone who abstains from drugs and alcohol, it always kills me when people let that stuff do them in. It's like, fuck, man. You know, you have this amazing talent. Like, fuck, everybody wants to see you succeed. It's just shitty to see someone go out like that. I was worried the lead singer of Crowbar was going to go out that way because he was always singing about like heroin addiction and stuff. Oh, no. Fuck. I thought he was dead. I do have a good Florida man story. Holy shit. I am a bouncer at a bar. I have a million good Florida man stories, dude. There's a lot of them to tell. I once had an old man knock one of my teeth out at a hardcore show in Miami. I was swinging on the crowd, and he just like walked up and punched me in the face. And it happened so quick, and it happened while I was moshing, so I didn't really notice it as much as I probably would have. And I saw him outside in the parking lot, and he looked at my like bloody mouth, and he pointed at his eye that was all blackened. He's like, "You got me, but I got you." And he had like no teeth in his mouth, and I was like, "This is fucking peak Florida." Is Dino Crisis 3 as bad as everyone says? No, I think there's a lot of cool stuff going on with Dino Crisis 3, but it is. Okay, so let's put it this way: the negatives that you've heard are all correct. It's just that there are positives I think people aren't talking about, if that makes any sense. I love Death and Autopsy. Okay, so I'm not as big of a fan of Autopsy, but Death is really good, and I talked about this on the last stream. A lot of the members of Death got together to form this jazz band called Dark Hall, and it's the bassist and the guitarist, and I think the guitarist is playing saxophone. I think it's the guitarist that plays it, and it is just way too good. Croc wrestling. FF7 Remake and Cyberpunk are my two big games for the year. Yeah, and you know, I'm actually kind of worried I might not be able... With my new CPU, I won't have a bottleneck in that sense for Cyberpunk, but I don't know if my 1080 Ti is going to be enough to run Cyberpunk at what I would like to run it at, you know? So that'll be interesting to see. Hell yeah, back at it with DC. I am. Like, it was too fucking fun, and I haven't seen any negative stuff. I don't think I'm going to archive these streams on my channel, because that may have been what messed me up last time. So, we'll see. It'll be fun. They're called Dark Hall. Yeah, Dark Hall. Exactly how you spelled it there. Very good stuff. I think they have an album might be self-titled, and any song on that album, just it's going to be amazing. It's really good stuff. All right, we'll just do plus. Yeah, that's good enough. What does the Oscar times 4 mean? Am I being stupid? No, it's OSSC. It's the open source scan converter. It's why I'm able to run this game off of a PS2 and make it look as good as it looks. Hopefully it looks good for you guys. I like her little sea suit. It is a little adorable, isn't it? 1080i should do well in Cyberpunk. I am running it at 1080p, so it's not like I'm hitting really high refresh rates or really high resolution. So fingers crossed. Black Flame 450, what's up, man? How you doing? When can we download RE3 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard? I hope so, because that is my time zone. And man, would it be nice to be able to play it tonight. Deep Fear on Sega Saturn. I have a copy. No reason we can't play that. That'd be fun. I've only ever played like 20 minutes of Deep Fear, so that'd be really fun. Oh, thanks. Now I understand. Yeah, no problem, man. There's no dumb questions around here, and if there are, I'm going to be the one who asks. Move to Phoenix. Thank you very much for the $2. This game was hard as fuck for me. I find it to be, you know, when you get into the zone and you're not paying attention anymore and you could just fucking coast through. That's what this game does for me. I played the shit out of it. Wait, this came out back when me and my brother lived in Miami. And we had a lot of fun with it. Just played it nonstop. So the muscle memory starts to kick in after a while. But there's still some cheap ass shit going on for sure. I would love to see you do a video on Alan Wake or a stream. One of my favorite games. I won't say it's underrated since everyone who plays it seems to enjoy it. You know what? I will tell you this. Nowadays, it might be underrated because no one talks about it anymore. I love Alan Wake, so 100% down for either a video on it or a stream, honestly. Yeah, I understand. I've been sober for 15 months since December 20th, 2018. Although I still smoke cigarettes and consume caffeine, but nothing else. Hey, I'm a slave to caffeine too. It's not. Don't worry, it's not just you. Thank you, Count Giraffe. $2. Have you ever played the Dark Deception series? I have not. No, I don't think I have. That's like that's the one where you make traps, right? Yeah. The first one was on PS1, Kagero's Deception or something like that, right? If I'm remembering that right. Let's keep up with you guys. Oh, no! Jared, see what you do? This is what happens. You guys are detrimental to me playing this game. Let me keep up with you guys. Just over a little over half an hour, we can start downloading RE3. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be fucking dope. I already have space reserved. We're good to go. So is the stream just wrapping up in half an hour? No, I don't think so. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I want to download it, but at the same time, I'm not trying to, like... You know what? Let's see if the viewer count drops down by, like, 2/3 in half an hour. We'll see what we do. Deep Fear is great. Yeah, it seems really fucking awesome. I love the voice acting so far. 1080 Ti is still ranked as the 7th most powerful card. Most powerful. God, I can't talk. So it should be good for Cyberpunk. I hope so, man. I got an OSSC for my Saturn. Now I want other retro consoles to use it with. What a remarkable piece of kit. It is. Okay, so I've always been a FrameMeister guy. And I bashed on the Saturn a lot, or on the OSSC a lot. And now that I have one, I'm a believer. I like it a lot. If I could get it to talk to my other stuff, like my monitor and my capture card, it would be a lot higher of a recommendation for me, for sure. Stream some Carrier. Oh, God, that game. I might actually, because it was kind of fun. Yes, all games release on Eastern time. Oh, interesting. I was going to try and change the time zone on my PS4 to get it, but apparently that hasn't been possible since 2010 or something. I feel like Alan Wake and The Last of Us always get left out of horror conversations. You know what? That's a good point, actually. I think The Last of Us did such a good job with world building. When a game is like a big AAA release, it's very easy for people to discount it when they're talking about like good experiences. And I think people don't give The Last of Us the credit it deserves for the just amazing amount of world building it had. Why did you quit drinking? Here, interesting. I never started. I've never drank alcohol before. When I was a kid, like real young, like 9 years old or something, maybe 10, my dad was drinking a beer, and all kids do. I came up like, hey, I want to taste it, and he's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I want to taste it. So I remember this vividly. He was drinking an Ice House, and he gave me a sip, and it tasted so bad that event stuck with me. And I never drank ever again. So I stopped doing drugs because I became straight edge, and I was lucky enough to have never drank, so it wasn't really hard to give it up. Night Brother, great job on RE3 ports video, and looking forward to your RE3 remake analysis very soon. Fuck yeah, man. Thank you for stopping by. The only thing I like about RE3 Remake is how Nemesis looks. Yeah, I thought he looked really cool. Everybody was kind of complaining. I was like, it looks cool to me, you know? Everybody has their own taste, though. Is Countdown Vampires as bad as everyone said? Yes, it is. Sadly. I would love for that to be some type of like hidden gem that no one talks about, but no, it's pretty fucking bad. Oh, shit. Opinion on Michael Does Life. I don't... Is that a YouTube channel or something? I don't know what that is. Oh, you thought. You fucking thought, you idiot. Fortnite, Ninja, Drake Rapper, Battle Royale, Victory Royale, Funny Moments, Epic Moments, Fortnite Competition. That sounds like a solid fucking YouTube labeling system. Ice House Baby, ew. Yeah, it was pretty fucking gross. Sucks. I pray all don't fall in this. I quit before having trouble now. You're awesome, man. Yeah, you know, you're better off, man. Okay, so I can't, like... It's really hard when you don't do stuff like that to talk about it, because then it seems like you're coming from a position of like, oh, I'm better than you because I abstain from these things, which is not the case at all. Because I have my downsides, obviously. It's not just like, oh, because I don't drink, I don't have any of the vices or anything. I have way too much money worth of technology sitting in front of me right now. I have a little bit of an addiction with building computers. I can admit that. So, yeah, but I do see alcohol as a pretty... that was close. It's pretty detrimental, at least as far as, like, I think anything can be done in moderation. And even though I've been drug-free for the past, fucking Jesus Christ. Ah, shit, I fell off. I've been drug-free for about 15 or 16 years now. Alcohol-free, cigarette-free, all that stuff. So I've seen those things fuck people up before, but at the same time, I genuinely think that someone could do heroin in moderation. You know what I mean? So if you have something that hasn't become a habit and hasn't become detrimental for the rest of your life, more power to you, man. I would never stop you or talk shit or anything like that. That's all you. But I will say, be hyper vigilant when something's negatively affecting you, something like alcohol or drugs. And just keep an eye out and have the wherewithal and the strength and the fortitude to say, I got to quit this now. I have to stop, you know. And John Long, thank you for the $2. Jared Feet picks win. What if the big twist was I didn't have any feet? No one talks about the old X-Files game. Yeah, I have that. And I'm really interested to try it out. I've never done it, played it before, so... Obscure 1 and 2. So, OG fans will know, years and years and years ago when I first started my channel, I did a video that were the top, I think it was like the top 3 underrated horror games, and Obscure was on the list, and I think I did it like one video a week for 3 weeks, for Halloween, and it was Stalker, Obscure, and The Thing on the PS2. So I agree, Obscure is super cool, and I did a video on the first one, kind of, but it's so bad I don't know that I could recommend it to anybody. When are you gonna raid one of my streams and berate me for things I'm doing? Oh shit, I did not know you stream Game Dev Made Easy. Are you on Twitch or here on YouTube? Everyone has their vices. Yeah, everybody does, that's a fact. I mean, my vices tend to be hard for anyone to even... I get... You know how many comments and tweets I get saying, listen, I have no idea what you're talking about when you're spitting shit about video upscaling and resolutions and integer scales, but I love hearing it. My addiction, my unhealthy habit is with integer scales and good-looking video. X-Files for PS1, that game was fun. The one that I'm talking about specifically is a PS2 game that's supposed to be very survival horror-esque. The CD-ROM game was dope. Yeah, that was like a FMV style point and click game, right? Can I do an obscure Let's Play? Yeah, I could stream it for sure. I might end up just doing a video on it, so I might have to do a video on it first and then stream it, but yeah, that'd be fun. The Suffering? Oh man, I would love to either cover the suffering or play it here on stream. That'd be fun as shit. The thing is underrated. Yeah, it really is. And it was really innovative at the time, too. Nobody was doing anything like that. Alone in the Dark 2008. I don't know about that one. I legitimately gave that game a shot. I installed it. I played it on PC. It was buggy as all hell. And it really is as bad as everyone says. That's one of those games where everybody was right. The X-Files game you mentioned, Resist or Serve, that's the one. It's very Resident Evil-like. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I'm pretty stoked to try it. Anything can be bad if you overdo it. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. I mean, same thing with like video games here. There are people who have unhealthy addictions to video games, while I can just sit back and play one and just stop when it becomes an issue. You know what I mean? So everybody has their one thing. Alone in the Dark Alone in the Dark New Nightmare had some killer pre-rendered backgrounds. Yeah, I want to play it because I've never actually put my hands on it before. That'd be fun as hell. Am I going in a circle? No, I don't believe I am. We should probably save it though, right? Recharge our shit. Hi, big fan of your reviews and essays here. Awesome voice and videos, Mr. Avalanche. Thank you very much. I appreciate the hell out of that. Thank you for the love. I don't want you. I want to. There we go. That's what I need. Not sure how into anime are you. I'm very into anime. But if you've ever heard or seen Serial Experiment Lane, they made a PS1 game that was Japanese only that expands on her story of the show. That'd be interesting to play. I have a shit ton of Japanese PS1 games. For some reason, my Japanese PS2 has started to show really odd wavy lines on the screen, which really sucks. Because I can't really capture any games or any footage with it because of that. But I'm going to buy a new one pretty soon. Oh, almost knocked over my drink. What about Haunting Ground? I've never played that. That and... what's the other big survival horror game? Rule of Rose. I never played either of them. Say the Dreamcast version of New Nightmare is the best. Didn't they have a PC version as well? Memory serves me. Jared, further adding fuel to my need for a DC remake. Yeah. Or at the very least, give it a little bit of love. Give it an HD remaster. We're not asking for a whole lot here. Come on, guys. I think I did go through here, didn't I? Okay, so I need to stop the machines then, I guess. Any tips for growing out my beard? Okay, so I go about it just like I do everything in life in a very weird way. I don't really trim my beard except for once. It just probably like once every 6 months to get it in the way you want. Hold on real quick. Thank you so much for the $3. What's your opinion on the Fear Effect series? I have a video that I would like to do on the Fear Effect games, especially the one on Steam, Sedna. I bought that and I'd be really interested. I haven't played it yet, but I'd like to. They're really, really, really interesting games. Very weird. I like them a lot. And thank you again for the $3. What was I talking about? Growing out a beard. Okay, so leave it alone. Don't play with it a lot. Like, okay, so my beard has this thing where if I do this a lot, because it's really easy to. It's like when you have long hair and you put it behind your ears constantly. You can't stop touching your hair, run your hands through it or whatever. It's like a nervous reaction. If I'm sitting and looking at something, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. If I do that too much, I pull on my beard too much, I get this cowlick in the middle of my beard, which is really annoying. So don't fuck with it too much. And get used to the idea that it's going to look bad for a while. Everybody has that. You know, when you grow out your hair, there's that awkward phase where it doesn't look good. It's not long. It's not short. It looks awkward. That is what's going to happen to your beard. So just get used to that idea. There's no getting over it. No one is able to beat the awkward phase. It's always going to be there. So just prepare for it. Understand that you're not going to do anything, and you will grow it out further, and it will look better. Just prepare for that eventuality. Can you just get a modded PS2 if you want to play games from other countries? Yes, but PS2 mod chips are very hard to install. And I don't like paying people. I like to solder myself. So PS2 mod chips are very complicated depending on the board revision, whether or not it's a fat or a slim. They learn from the PS1. So I think it'd probably be worth it for me just to get a Japanese PS2. It would be cheaper for me to get a Japanese PS2 than to get a region mod or or like a modified BIOS on my PS2. Hold on, I'm going to say devote from Oblivion. Are you running composite from your PS2? No, I always use component. So for my, I assume you're talking about my Japanese PS2. No, I'm using component. I'm kind of lost right now. The PC version of New Nightmare is a weird port of the PS2 version. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of interested. I like it when or PC ports are really weird. I don't know why, that gets me going for some reason. Am I going to do a Parasite Eve 1 or 2 retrospective? I already did, actually. I did a Parasite Eve retrospective a while ago, and I think that's what really started my love for covering full game series like that. It was my first shot at it for sure, and I'm still pretty happy with the work I did. I think it's pretty good. Even though I was still an amateur at the time. I still am an amateur very much, but yeah, I think it still looks pretty good and sounds pretty good, and there weren't a lot of or there were no ports for any Parasite Eve game now that I think about it, so it was pretty thorough. Oh, don't. Yes. Oh, that was close. Oh, no. Yeah. Are we ever going to see a great Lovecraftian game, do you think? I don't think so, and I think there's a reason for that. I think Lovecraft's stories do really well with the unknown. It does a great job of making things seem so fucking insane to you. Like, just knowing, like, this unknown knowledge is enough to drive someone insane, and it's really, really, really hard to show that to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of ruin the point of a Lovecraftian story by showing a lot, and it would be really hard to make a video game where the enemy was never on screen, you know? The sad thing about the PS2 is they eventually all lose their Laserdisc drives, and they're going to die. Yeah, hopefully we get a... There we go. Hopefully we get an optical disc drive emulator for the PS2 pretty soon. They already have one for the PS1 and the Saturn, so hopefully the PS2 is not too far behind. That way, you know, if you want, you can still play your original PS2 discs, but you could also... Hey, thanks. I appreciate you being fucking nowhere that I can hit you. So, you know, you could still play discs if yours still works, but you also have the option of using flash media. That'd be nice. Saxon85, thank you so much, man. I'm out. Stay safe. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. You stay safe, too. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you. You don't have to listen to me. Are you a fan of Lovecraft's books and short stories? Oh, yes. I absolutely am. So I'm really dumb. And I can't read very well, thanks to a bunch of different things. But when I used to work as a cook at a restaurant, I used to listen to audiobooks. Now I can use that. Okay, we figured it out. So I used to listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I started listening to some kind of horror stuff. Admittedly, I listened to a bunch of like trashy zombie books, which were actually really interesting, and I liked them a lot. But then I was like, oh, I kind of like horror in book form, so I'll try out Lovecraft because everyone talks about his stories. And I was only familiar in the sense that I knew like who Cthulhu was. You know what I mean? Like I knew about the Cthulhu mythos, but that was it. I had played Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, and I think that was my only real point of knowledge. I want to go back up there actually. But so I listened to the Necronomicon, which is a collection of all of his stories, I think, all of his short stories, I think. And I fell in love with it. Oh God, it's so fucking cool. Yeah, so I've listened to on a audiobook everything that I think he's made. Do I stream every night? No, I don't have that type of dedication, sadly. I like to obsess over video editing most nights. Brett Bivana, love your videos. You're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Soma was a pretty good representation of Lovecraft themes in video games. Ish. I haven't played it myself, but I've watched enough reviews to know the story. Sort of, I could say. It definitely has like a really cool like existential questioning kind of nature to it. I feel like if you're going to make a Lovecraftian homage or game or book or story or whatever, you have to do a really good job with world building, and you have to make a world that feels real enough to where you like the player would actually be scared of the things that you're revealing to them. Whereas like right now we're playing Dino Crisis and it's really fun, but the dinosaurs aren't necessarily scary until this part, and that's because I'm personally kind of afraid of monsters being underwater, right? With Lovecraft, you have to build up the monster without showing him on screen for so long for it to work. And I don't think it works with Soma because you have those things that are like roaming around in those almost like forced stealth sections. I don't think it works as well. You need to have like an enemy that is so fucking terrifying that the act of seeing him will drive you insane. I remember there's this music video, I totally forget it. It's like an electronic, like a techno kind of song. And oh fuck, hold on. I really like the music video because there's this one part where this okay, so hold on, I need to explain this properly. So in the music video, there's this these two couples, two guys, two girls, and they seem to both be like girlfriend, boyfriend kind of stuff, and they have broken into what looks like a school swimming pool, right? And one couple's very promiscuous. They start like making out with each other and like feeling each other up and stuff. And the other girl is obviously noticeably perturbed by everything. So she takes a dive into the pool instead of making out with the guy that she's there with, and she has this like weird vision of this like Lovecraftian like otherworldly cosmic horror thing, right? And so like that freaks her out. She comes up from the water, and the two people that were making out with each other have formed together this odd body horror type of creation. And at the crescendo, the end of the music video, she gets away from these disgusting monsters and she dives into the pool and comes up in this like other world that's just it is cosmic horror, and she sees something so grand and incredible and terrifying that her eyes just fucking disintegrate out of her head. Like that's what Lovecraft is all about. Something that is so terrifyingly insane that you have a physical effect on you from knowing or seeing it. It's fucking incredible. DYE fantasy. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. You're absolutely right. Really good song too. But that's my that's to me what Lovecraftian horror is right there. Really good music video. Really good song in general, really. I normally don't get into that kind of stuff, so the music video helped me ease my way in, I think. Yeah, it's really good stuff. I like it a lot. Okay, oh, I came from here, though. Okay, so I gotta go to the other door. Ah, you fucking asshole. Why is everything so believably slow motion underwater? Yeah, see, so that's why I would like to play Bloodborne. I'd be interested to see that. But what I would really like is to play a PC version of it, because I want to play a Souls-like that runs at 60 frames per second. And I don't think Bloodborne does. I think it runs at 30. I'm not even paying attention now, Jesus. Oh, fucking dope. 2-hit combo. You fucking air juggled me. Get up, get up. There we go. 2 and 1. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. I see this. I actually liked Mountains of Madness over Call of Cthulhu. Mountains of Madness. Which one was that? The one that I really liked was where the meteor hit in that small town that hadn't even got electricity yet. And it landed in this one family's yard, and it starts draining energy from the members of the family. And they're like losing their hair and stuff, and they're all freaked out. And nobody associates with them anymore. Like, I like that one a lot. That, Color Out of Space, I think. I like that a lot too. Bloodborne's still on console? Yeah. It's just, I don't think there's a PC version of it. How about Demon Souls? That's the only Souls-like I've ever played before, actually. I started out with Demon Souls, and I probably put like 40-ish hours if you count all the retries and everything into it. Color Out of Space? Yeah, is that what I said? I think I said that. Have I ever played Shadow Hearts? I have only ever played the first Shadow Hearts, but I do like it. Wait, hold on. Color Out of Space is the one about the meteor. Mountains of Madness is a lot like The Thing. Really? I thought the Color Out of Space... Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one. I thought the Color Out of Space was the one where the guy stays at that person's house, and every night he plays violin, and he plays it to keep away this, like, cosmic rift horror type of thing. I thought that was Color Out of Space. Am I wrong about that? Oh, please don't, you fucking asshole. ATMOM film got scratched. Guillermo del Toro, my God, would have been... I don't know about that. Would I consider Dark Souls survival horror? No. No, I think... So here's the interesting thing. The reason why, and I formed this opinion recently, actually. The reason why I think Dark Souls is not survival horror, and most games that are kind of given the survival horror tag aren't, because Dark Souls, while combat is punishing, you are rewarded for it, right? Where you have resources that are given to you directly by engaging in combat, whereas in a Resident Evil game, you only lose resources by engaging in combat. So the idea is to incentivize not engaging in combat while making combat very much a possibility. I think that's a big feather in the survival horror cap, I'd say. Is that a Cannibal Corpse t-shirt? It sure as fuck is. I think that's the music of Eric Zahn. Okay, That makes sense. So when I listened to the Necronomicon, it didn't say any of the titles before the books, I think, or at least I don't remember them. So I can remember the story beats of all of the stories, but I don't really remember the titles very much. Other than what was it? A Shadow over Innsmouth. That's the only one I could remember, and that's because I had already played Call of Cthulhu. So I had a working knowledge of that story already, even though the Call of Cthulhu, Dark Shadows of the Earth, or whatever, is not an accurate retelling of any way. Dark Souls is about existential dread, not horror. Yeah, I can agree with that, yeah. But it does a good job of bringing about an atmosphere that could be conducive to horror, though. Why am I not playing RE3? I'm not gonna stream that until I play it myself, get my mind wrapped around it, get all my footage and stuff. But I will at some point. Tonight's gonna be a night for me to just get comfortable with Jill by myself. The Nameless City is my favorite. Nameless City. Give me a little bit of a description and I'll know what you're talking about. Hey Jared, are you a Slipknot fan? If so, what did you think of the newer album? I actually didn't like the newer stuff, and I'm not a giant Slipknot fan, but I really like their self-titled album. I like that one song, Spit It Out. I think Slipknot's good. I think every time they do something I really, really like, they end up doing something I really hate as well. If that makes any sense. I listen to a lot of really heavy fucking dead serious like death metal and stuff, and Slipknot, they get so close. They're always on the verge of playing real deal heavy metal and not like radio friendly heavy metal like your radio rock mall metal kind of stuff. They always get so close, and they never end up playing the riff that I thought they were going to play that would have made it a super heavy metal song. You know what I mean? Like, I remember one song, they had blast beats, and I was like, holy shit, okay, maybe it's time to pay attention to Slipknot. But it's like, you guys just didn't do it right. They can have some really good music, though. I just hold them to a pretty high standard, I guess. Hey, you have a wife. Leave Jill for the rest of us. That's a solid point. That's a good point. I am being a little greedy. Speaking of underwater monsters, what's your opinion of the BioShock series? I really like the first game a lot. I never played the second or third. Or the second or the DLC, I guess. That's how I would say that. What is the most underrated horror game, in my opinion? That is a really good question. I think there are a lot of games that I would call horror that most people disagree aren't. Like, for example, I think the Stalker games are actually horror games, but that's because I play them as horror games, and you can get out of Stalker what you put into it. Like, the atmosphere and the world in Stalker is more interesting to me than most horror games, because they do such a good job of building it and making you live in it. Like, that's your fucking world, you know? The zone is fucking you. This is frustrating as shit, by the way. I was lucky I got that. Okay, I guess I got to jump off, and then I didn't also, so that's good. So I think Stalker is probably the most underrated horror game because nobody thinks it's a horror game. There we go. Now you can fuck off. If it ain't broke, blast beat the shit out of it. That is absolutely true. You know what my biggest thing is? I fucking love blast beats, and I've just for the longest time I've wanted to get a blast beat tattooed on me, and there's just no way you could get like. What does blast beat look like on a music sheet, or like a gravity beat or something? Is Rule of Rose survival horror? I've actually never played it before. I really want to. For some reason, I don't know why, I've just never touched it. BioShock has some nice horror elements, but definitely it's not a horror game. No, but it's very atmospheric, and that's another game that does a really good job of world building. You have world building going on through the audio logs that you find. Okay, why not just let me do that by activating the door, though? That's just good game design. Yeah, they do a really good job of world building and atmospheric, like, immersiveness, where you could kind of... Metro 2033, oh god, I love the Metro games so much. They're so fucking good. Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't get into graphic novels or visual novels, even if they're cool and horror, weird, playing with tropes of anime and stuff. I don't know. Ugh. I almost burped in you guys' face. Haunting Grounds graphics were amazing at the time. Yeah, I mean, that's another game I haven't played. I'd love to check them out.
How's the water?
Are there any ports of Dino Crisis 2? There is a PC port, and as a matter of fact, the guy who did the RE remaster, oh Christ, what was it? I forget. I think it's Loboto3 on Twitter. His name is Loboto 3 on Twitter. He is doing a Dino Crisis 1 PC port remaster, and I think he might do it for 2 as well, which would be sick as fuck. How about Condemned Criminal Origins or Bloodshot? I really liked Criminal Origins. I thought the second game was a really good looking game, but it kind of jumped the shark. I mean, Condemned jumped the shark as well, but I think the second one just took it way too far. Have I played the System Shock games? No, I haven't. I'm actually, I'm a little bit of a noob when it comes to that. Okay, so what I want to do actually is go back to the save point and get a new gun. Oh, I love cryostasis. Ooh. Cryostasis was fucking weird, and I loved every second of it. And I played it back when I had an old Core 2 Duo. Man, I remember that fucking form factor and chipset so fucking hard. So I had an old Core 2 Duo that was very, very not good. Slotted into an old-ass LGA 775 motherboard with a fucking GTX 670. And I could not run cryostasis to save my life. I ran that at just garbage frame rates. That was a fun time. Have I been following the Silent Hill 2 PC Enhanced Edition? Yes, I have. I actually covered that in my Silent Hill 2 video, I think. Very interesting stuff. I know a lot of people do not like damage by half, but then you can still bleed, though. Oh, yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, people are kind of pissed off because they're altering things in the game, but they're things that were broken and like weren't working correctly, so I don't get that. Would you ever consider doing a retrospective on the original Alone in the Dark series, like 1 through New Nightmare? I don't have any real stock in that series. I respect that it's kind of started survival horror in a sense. I don't have any emotional attachment to it. You know what I mean? Like when I do a retrospective on a game, it's got to be something that just fucking just kicks me in the teeth. Just lets me know, like, yeah, you got to cover this shit immediately. But I never say never. You know, it's possible for sure. I definitely want to cover the New Nightmare because that's definitely up my alley. Fear is odd, nearly horror. Yeah, I liked Fear a lot, actually. I remember my wife got pissed at. So when me and my wife were dating each other, she would come over to my house, and I downloaded the demo for Fear. And we were playing it, and it gets to like the second little Alma jump scare when you're coming down the ladder, and you come out to that courtyard where they're airdropping in soldiers. I think that's where the demo ends. And me, my friend Nick, and my girlfriend at the time, who's my wife now, we're playing through it, and we make this pact, like, all right, when this comes out, we're all going to call off of work and we'll come over here and we'll play it, right? And when it came out, I bought it and just played it by myself, and my wife was pissed at me. God, I love this gun so much. It's like a fucking anti-tank rifle. the only answer to the raptor problem. Can I? Okay, I can dash when I... Alright. Oh, and I do have my... Okay. I'm just gonna get out of here because I want to clean. RE3 is finally out. Fuck. If it wouldn't kill this stream, I'd go ahead and start downloading it now. Wasn't Alone in the Dark the inspiration for the first RE game? Absolutely it was. 100% was. And for good reason. It did everything that Resident Evil did. Resident Evil just refined it. You know what I mean? Oh. Oh, I dashed into him, you fucking asshole. Wait, there we go. Wait, why would I do that? Why would I do what? There's nothing sacred. What do you mean? Hey, what's up, Brian? How you doing, man? For a little girl that loved Jurassic Park and Resident Evil, this game was an absolute crack. I wish I could get my hands on it again. Ah, man. You know what I really liked is the Jurassic Park game made by... Oh, Christ. No, not fucking Warner Brothers. I think it was Universal that made a Jurassic Park game on the PS1. And it had a Dolby Digital, like, surround sound soundtrack printed on the disc, which I thought was incredible at the time. Can we talk about how good I am? I just fucking nailed it. 20 minutes to download 20 gigs. Yeah, that's because everybody is touching that fucking game right now. Sweet Home and Alone in the Dark, basically. Yeah, I mean, the first Resident Evil started its concept. The concepting phase started as we need to make a Sweet Home remake. Good, good, good. Yeah. Oh, no. Fucking dick-ass piece of shit motherfucker. Oh, God, I was doing so good. Oh, yeah, I need to get that one tool for them. I first played DC on my PC and I was hooked. Ah, that rhymes. That's perfect. Yeah, Dino Crisis. I remember playing it when it first came out because obviously I was a huge Resident Evil fan. And this, just visually alone, I was like, yeah, this is Resident Evil right here. And I fucking loved it. But I will say this. It is the most difficult survival horror game, I think. You know what? I don't want to go here yet. I want to grab some fucking points from these raptors. The beautiful voice of yours cursing. It's like having your bottom half ripped apart by a puppy. Yeah, I don't try to limit how much I do it in my videos, but I do want to sound... I guess like that's... I want to sound like I'm knowledgeable about what I'm talking about. And a lot of times... saying, yo, this looks good as fucking shit, doesn't really get that point across. But yeah, in real life, I do nothing but fucking cuss. I think of those words as space savers for when I can't think of the correct word to say. So if I'm trying to think of the word ambidextrous and I can't remember the word ambidextrous, I'll say, fucking, you know, that fucking shit, ambidextrous. It's my time killer so that I don't sound like an idiot when I can't think of one word or another. So many clever girls. I will miss out on RE3 myself. I can only watch others play it. Ah, that sucks, man. Claire was my favorite as a kid, but Rebecca's a cutie too. Yeah, I think Claire's gonna... Even, it sucks, I would probably take Claire over Jill. I really like Claire a lot. Her personality just spoke to me, you know? Jurassic Park Evolution is pretty fun if you like park sims. I never got into stuff like that.
For another mark.
Okay, let's split up then.
Did I hear the rumors that Dino Crisis was getting remade, but they canceled it? No, I didn't. I don't think they would have started to remake it anyways. I said this the last stream. I don't think Dino Crisis made them enough money. It made enough money at the time to make a sequel, obviously. But it didn't make them enough money long term that they would spend a bunch of money putting that into RE Engine. You know what I mean? Sentence enhancers. I like that. That works. You piece of actual real life shit. Barry's the best. I think Barry in Revelations 2 is probably the best Barry ever. Code Veronica remake or Zero remake? Oh, those are two underrated games. Don't make me choose. Fuck. I would... Okay, so let's do this. That seems unfair. So let's say Code Veronica remake, because RE0 already has an HD remaster that looks fucking incredible. Damn it though, but oh fuck. I think Zero has the more horror-based setting. Wait, did it just happen again? I hate these fucking things. I'm changing to the shotgun. What a bunch of piece of shit. I don't think they'll ever remake Zero. Yeah, I think internally Capcom probably doesn't like Zero very much. Because that game never gets any love. I was surprised. The only reason they did the remaster for it is because they already did the remaster for Part 1, and it did so well. And they're already familiar with the platform. Chris Redfield's the most handsome man. He's a looker. I won't lie. Why does Capcom hate DC so much? Yeah, like I said, it just didn't make him enough money. Wait, does that guy... He just... Okay. So can we please figure out where the hitboxes are, maybe? And whether or not there are guns that can shoot these fucking dinosaurs? Ooh, you pieces of shit. We need a Dino Crisis 3 remake. I think that's not a bad idea, because there's a part of me that likes certain parts of Dino Crisis 3. Okay. So is he just unshootable? Okay, I know this seems weird, but I have to get the no damage. I fucking have to. If they remake Zero, they would have to drop the partner. Not a lot of people like that. I thought it was really cool, actually. But I get what you're saying, though. You are right. Okay, so I need to know that my fucking gun can shoot these animals. Because we played through areas with these fucking pieces of shit in there before, and we haven't had this issue. So why is this just now happening is my question. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're doing. I'm going to outrun them, obviously, because I'm the best. That's number one. Then we're switching to the overkill weapon. DC is RE3 done right. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. It's the fast-paced action focus that RE3 wanted. The partner stuff, I mean. Yeah, people didn't like that at all, which is true, but I really liked it. Is Dead Rising survival horror? No, it is not. It's fun as fuck, just not survival horror. Oh, it's already fucking hit. I guess, you know what I do is I try to buy a new weapon, and then, like, that's my new weapon, instead of using the right weapon for the right enemy. Oh, you fucking... I can't cuss. It would be improper. Hey, what's up, Jared? It's PowerWave83 from Twitter. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, we saw a little bit of a dip in viewers, but I think overall people are watching and downloading RE3. I kind of figured we'd drop off by 2/3. I think once everybody has it downloaded, it's it. That's over. The whole stream's gonna be done with. There's gonna be nobody to watch it anymore. Okay, listen. The auto aim needs to kick in at some point. That's my. I'm getting so fucking pissed. PS1 horror games have such a cool look. They absolutely do. It was just such a fucking... It was such an interesting time in game design because things hadn't been written in the great book of game design yet. Like, there was no real set... Like, the idea was, alright, so Resident Evil's big. Make that. Final Fantasy VII's big. Do that. You know what I mean? Like, it was just... It wasn't... I don't know. It was just, things were. It was more of like the Wild West. Like the rules weren't so clear back then, and that led to some very experimental shit. Like someone taking a game like Dino Crisis, which was hard and slow and methodical and skulky, and they're like, let's turn that into a fast-paced action game. I have to actually wait to play RE3 since my fiance wants to play along, so I'm just chilling with Persona 5 Royal. Yeah, I get that. Me and the wife are going to have to play FF7 together. There's going to be no fucking conversation about that. It's just, that's the way it's got to be. Because we were both, when we met each other, like, Final Fantasy VII was actually involved. I remember I walked into a Spanish class that, and I had seen my wife around high school, but at the time I was dating somebody else. And I was like, oh, yeah, this, you know, she's a pretty girl hanging out. Like, I'm down with that. But I had a girlfriend at the time. And I walked into Spanish class. And there's my wife chilling, wearing headphones and reading something. I walk up to ask her what she's listening to. Because I was pretty attracted to her. And I wanted an excuse to talk to her. So she pulled her headphones down. She was listening to Morbid Angel and reading the manual for FF7. And I was like, well, I'm just going to fucking marry you. That's all there is to it. And I did. I told my wife from the very get-go, I was like, we're going to, like, get married. I hope you're okay with that. And she's like, yeah, fucking bullshit, whatever. Like, she thought it was like, oh, yeah, it's just a teenage relationship, whatever. It's like, nah. You're kind of forced in. I'm broke right now, so I'll be right here. Hell yeah. You and me both. Me and my fiance actually met each other because of RE. That's cool. That's a relationship that's gonna last right there, man. Oh, there we go. I'm almost out of ammo, but I really want to get a no damage bonus. You know what? It's not important. Not fucking important. I'm getting out of here. This quarantine screwed up my sleep hours big time. Yep, same here. Some days I sleep 4 hours. Some days I barely get rest. One day I managed to sleep a full 8 hours. It has the opposite effect on me. This quarantine has fucked up my sleep schedule to the point where I'm going to sleep at like 8 in the morning and waking up at 3 in the afternoon. It's fucked me up really hard. Yeah, that's what I figure. I would say a large portion of the stream right now is just waiting for RE3 to finish downloading. It sucks I'm going to be behind you, but I can't just drop you guys out because RE3's out, you know? As a matter of fact, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to grab some caffeine so I can just stay up all night playing RE3. Ah, that sounds like heaven. We have to follow a curfew where I live. The Last of Us Part 2 got delayed. So, shit. I just heard about that on Twitter. Like, indefinitely, it seems like. I've been a straight nocturnal creature since the lockdown went into effect. Yeah, it's too easy to. Oh, snap. Oh, that breaks off into 3 fucking rockets, too. That's cool as shit. Okay, so we gotta go magazine, start charging shit. Nicholas Carolio. What's up, Jared? I'm at work. Just dropped in to say I love your video. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that. It's pretty late. Where are you working at? I guess I don't want you to dox yourself now that I think about it. You don't have to answer I'm not downloading it or playing it till tomorrow. All right, I gotcha. I would understand if you did, though. The less I watch RE3 Remake, the better. I don't want to get spoiled. Yeah, me too, exactly. No joke, I've only ever seen the teaser trailer before. I've never seen anything else. I don't even know how the zombies look in the game, which is pretty crazy for me, because that's what I obsess over. Wait, are you streaming RE3 or just chilling and enjoying it on your own? I gotta see it on my own first. I'm a real stickler about that. I don't know why. The only person that ever watches me play the games that I review is my wife. She'll be like, my couch is right over here behind me, and she'll be sitting on the couch playing Animal Crossing or whatever. Can't even play RE3 Remake. The stores are closed, so I can't get my copy. Yet normally, I would have a physical copy here at the house just because. Like with RE2 Remake, I downloaded the Steam version, got all my footage I wanted to get, and I bought a PS4 copy when it was available just because I like having physical representations of the games that I own, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to do it for this one. It's all digital. It sucks. Jared, what is your PC rig right now? Right now we have a MSI Twin Frozer GTX 1080 Ti. I have a Ryzen 7 1700 that I used to have overclocked to 3.8 gigahertz, but I took it back down because when I was rendering with DaVinci, it would overload my VRMs. I have 16 gigs of Corsair Dominator DDR 3200 and Elgato 4K 60 capture card, which is important, but that's how I get all my footage. The look and the setting, the pre-rendered backgrounds of this game, yeah, they're so fucking good, and they're cleaner than RE2 backgrounds too. I've noticed. I think the from an artistry standpoint, they have a cleaner design. They look less busy design-wise, I think. This quarantine screwed everyone. It really did. You know, and I bounce back and forth between being very worried about the future as far as whether or not I'm going to be able to make money. Because if people aren't buying products, maybe companies aren't buying ad space on YouTube, which means, you know, I have no income coming in. So I get worried about that, but then I can't see that being the case in the future. I mean, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen for sure, but I don't know. I'm oddly optimistic about how all this is going to go from here on out. I think a lot of what's going on as far as people being terrified about Corona is because, not so much because of how deadly a virus it is on its own, but how quick it is to spread. So I feel like, yeah, I get really worried, like, oh fuck, what if I get Corona? I have no pre-existing medical issues that would complicate it, so that's good. At least for me personally. I know that's not the case for everybody. I'm relatively healthy. I work out every day. I run about 2.5 to 3 miles every day. You know, I've always enjoyed weightlifting, keeping myself relatively healthy. I have a pretty decent immune system right now, thanks to going on tour and getting sick a shit ton and having a lot of antibodies. I used to get really sick on tour. I didn't know how to take care of myself. And I was the vocalist, so I would scream and I would tear my vocal cords, and bacteria likes to sit in those little tears in your vocal cords, and I never knew that until now I know it. So I'm not as worried as I was before. What I'm more worried about is catching it and accidentally giving it to one of my parents, because, you know, my dad's 60 at this point, and my mom's not too far behind him, and I worry about that a lot, but that's why I'm staying here at my house. I've heard, you know, unconfirmed reports of it jumping to animals as well, which is fucking terrifying. So I have my cat Rufus. I would never in a million years want to fucking do something that would hurt him in that way. So I'm going to keep quarantining myself responsibly, but I'm not going to worry too much if I end up coming down with it. I'll just going to have to stay away from my wife and stay away from my cat, essentially. Oh, oops. Sorry, I hit my fucking mic. I hope that didn't fuck anybody up there. Hopefully no one's wearing headphones right now. Always great bang for the buck with that Ryzen line. 1700. Awesome. That's it. It's all overclockable too. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been an AMD fan since honestly since before the Bulldozer line, which is crazy to think about. But now I actually have a good reason to be an AMD fan, so that's good. Who did I sing for? Florida death metal band called King Conquer. There are still music videos if you know where to look. One of these days, maybe on stream, we'll watch through one of my old performances. It's the long lag between inculcation and inoculation. Inculcation, fucking idiot. And showing symptoms, which is the biggest barrier to this pandemic. Yeah, exactly. So I think a lot of people are looking at the distress and assuming the virus is causing all the distress. And while it is likely to kill people who are very old, very young, or have pre-existing health concerns, but I think it's more about the spread than it is the virus that people are really worried about. And with a lot of people, going to the hospital with having it, because it's not likely to kill you with treatment, but going to the hospital to get that treatment, everybody's doing that at the same exact time. That's where the issue lies. Have I ever played Killer 7? No, I haven't actually. I'm a fake gamer. I've never touched it. I would like to. Okay, let's see if we can't get the no-hit bonus here at least. You know what we'll do? Okay, so I do want to go ahead and start downloading RE3. So when we get to the next save point, we're going to call it quits. So just a fair warning. Love you, brother. Stay safe. Fuck yeah, man. We're safe over here. I'm in a very lucky position right now. I have enough food, enough firearms in this house to feel safe. I got my wife with me and my cat with me, and that's all I hang out with anyways, so. Okay, can I? Thank you. What are you hitting? Oh, okay, I see. Like, the background's all fucking weird there. There we go. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. Oh. Piece of shit. Fuck it, we're going back. I really want to get this no damage bonus. I know. I am so obsessive with it. I have to. I've been talking to someone on Tinder, and I don't know if I want to meet or say see you in 6 to 18 months. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's fantastic, and I think the same thing on the coronavirus. I mean, I'm sure many do follow the rules, but don't freak out. Yeah, I'm not exactly. I think that's the key there. I think everybody's taking it very seriously, which is a good thing, but that tends to color people's opinion on what's actually going on right now. And it's like you have to have a cool head about this kind of stuff. Like, I know a lot of people probably don't agree with the idea of me going and buying a shit ton of ammunition for this shit, but you got to keep in mind, I live in Florida. If anything's gonna get stupid, it's fucking Florida. So I need to be able to separate myself from the craziness immediately. Enjoy RE3, bro. Catch you around. Fuck yeah, Quest. I'll see you later, man. Did I not get the... Oh, I'm gonna have to refill this thing. F it, ride or die. Time for you to download RE3, drink a Red Bull. Yeah, I think it is. But we'll get to the next save point, though, for sure. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Fuck you and your stupid dinosaur ass. With your small head. This is why you're extinct. I mean, I guess you're not now, but you know what I'm saying. You know what? We'll go back to the last save point. We'll call it that. Love the channel, Jared. Keep being awesome. You keep being awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It takes time to read statistics, not just headlines. Not being cynical. It's just the way it is. Yeah, exactly. It's very true. Like, statistically speaking, I am very, very, very much unlikely to die from coronavirus, which sounds like a pretty grim way to look at it, but it's like, listen, if me and my wife are going to be okay, I'm not as worried about the situation as I would be if this was a killer fucking virus, you know. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to downplay the fact that there are people who have and will die from this. That's terrible. But it's here. We got to deal with that, and I'm a little less worried now that I know if I contract it, you know, it's not going to fucking take me out. That's what I'm worried about. Like, I want to keep making content, keep hanging out with my wife and playing video games. I don't need viruses fucking me up right now. The anti-tank rifle can kill them without the sub-weapon? Ah, yeah, but then I can't get past that rock that was in my way, though. You know what? I always thought that was incredible to me. When I was playing the first RE1 and I was walking around with Jill and I noticed that I had different footsteps sounds. That still sounds weird to me. When I would walk on the carpet upstairs versus the wood on the very side of the stairs, or the very side of the walkway. For some reason I was like, damn, these guys think of everything when I heard that. Alan, it's just like the people over here where they panic buy a bunch of toilet paper and be greedy about it, and they don't care for others. Yeah, I don't get that. It's like, of all the shit that you're worried about, wiping your ass is the #1 priority. Like, okay, so cases of water. Okay, I get it. You're trying to make sure that you don't die of, like, you know, drinking like fucked up water. Okay, that makes sense. Toilet paper? Ah, dude. Take a shower after you take a shit, man. There you go. Problem solved. Spark Movement. I kind of wish they broke it up. I'm cool with waiting to play the campaign. Wouldn't mind paying $20 for just the multiplayer mode. I could see that argument, but at the same time, okay. What if $60 for the whole package, $20 for the multiplayer alone? That'd be actually kind of cool. I can get down with that. No, goddamn it, quit backing out. We're gonna have to get way more fucking... What would you even call ammo for this? Oh, man. Curry's got me burping. Okay, we'll save it here. Let me finish out what you guys are talking about, and then we'll get out of here so I can start downloading that. Ah, fuck, I'm excited now. Hell yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. Avalanche. Oh, no, I already read that one. I hope you can, at one point, review the Dead Space or Evil Within games. I would love to see that. I 100% will touch on Dead Space. Count on that. Jared, today I played a little of the source and export of RE3. God, hold on. Give me a second. I got something stuck in my throat. Source and export of RE3. Already played the PC USA version, and I was curious, the way the hard mode of Source Next is still more accessible than the mode for the USA version. So the interesting thing about that is when RE3 came, was released internationally in PAL and NTSC regions, they actually increased the difficulty because of how prevalent video game rentals were here in the West specifically. So the idea was to make it so difficult that you couldn't beat it in one rental, so that you would maybe buy the game or continue renting it. That way video rental stores would buy more copies. So the hard mode in the Source Next version is only Japanese hard, which is still easier than American normal, which is fucking mind-blowing. I heard that there is a pharmaceutical company that has the Umbrella logo in the same city where Corona came from. Tell me if that shit doesn't activate them. It does activate the almonds. So it's called Umbrella and exists in Wuhan, and Corona is like all the letters that you would use in Raccoon City. So that feels a little too much like a coincidence. I stocked up on ganja. Smart thinking. Waffle, stop it, bro. Luckily, I use water to clean my buns like everyone should do. You gotta have fucking clean buns, man. Could have a sprayer on your toilet like the Japanese do. Yeah, exactly. Washlets. When we buy an Airbnb in Tokyo, if it doesn't have a washlet, we don't fucking stay there. Matchmaking was a mess. Oh, okay. So hopefully, I'm not going to play multiplayer until I'm finished with single player. So hopefully by the time I jump in, it's good. I live in Wuhan. People use that logo everywhere because of the popularity of RE. That's crazy to think about. Man, that's so insane. Wow. You know, it's a cultural thing. You don't understand what's behind it, which is like this idea that they're killing everybody. All right, guys. Well, I think it's about time for me to download this game and see what this is all about. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Much love to everyone. Please stay safe. Enjoy RE3 Remake. I hope that I am going to. It'll be fun to try it out tonight. But everybody who donated tonight, or everyone who's watching and got involved with the conversation, I appreciate the hell out of it. You guys do a good job of keeping my mind occupied and letting me just kind of relax and have a fun time. So that is worth a lot to me. So I appreciate the shit out of it. Oh my God, you just answered a universal question. Thank you. Yeah, that if you didn't know that would be really frustrating. All right, guys, have a super awesome night. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see all of you later. Please make wise decisions. Don't drive drunk, and stay safe. Bye, guys.